Alright, look families, I don't know no other way to say this but to just be blunt. I've tried to record this multiple times, but it keeps getting messed with, right? So we just go try to figure out this in this shot right here. Forgive me if it sounds all over the place, but just vibe and fact check everything I say. So what if I told y'all that we would have never seen a Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef if it wasn't for the project and the information that Drake was getting ready to drop? What if I told y'all families that Drake was getting ready to expose what I just exposed to y'all in my Antarctica video? Yes, Drake was getting ready to drop a project that was going to single-handedly destroy these greedy governments that we are witnessing, lose their minds today in this so-called 2026 year. Drake was sitting on a project that is titled Iceman, and within this project, Drake exposed real information. Not only that, but because of Drake's status at the time, because he was one of the highest selling artists.
You said it, at the time, because he has fallen for sure. All right, let's keep on.
Because he had a large platform, because of who he was at the time, the industry was afraid that if he was successful with posting this information, that he would have took so much influence in, and that's why they had to narrow in and stop him from pushing it the way he wanted to and he should have been able to. So let's look at the first project that Drake gave us, which was actually an Antarctica code. 1 second. So everybody remember the Nokia song, right? Everybody was talking about how the Nokia song was a great bounce back after, brutally losing the battle to Kendrick Lamar. So this really gained him back a little bit of love from the fellas, and most definitely a lot of love from the ladies, is because this was a club bop. But what if
Nokia was not a great song, by the way. Anyway, he hasn't really had a hit since the beef. I'll speak on all that later. I just want you guys to see this. This is interesting. Okay, that's all. I'm not saying I believe it. Don't believe it. Whatever.
Told y'all each one of these letters actually confirms something about Antarctica. Let's look at the breakdown acronym. The acronym for the song Nokia is New Order Keeps Ice Alive. Now, I'll allow for y'all to read each one of these bulletin points, but y'all can't tell me that's not crazy, family. This man drops a song called Nokia, literally standing behind two towers in a cold environment, wrapped up in fur coats. And this acronym just happens to be New Order Keeps Ice Alive. But not only that, in this very video right here, which was one of the original projects that he was going to drop before the government sent Kendrick Lamar at him to steal the attention away from him, he literally said, "What did I miss?" several times in the course. And then he proceeded to...
I like What Did I Miss? I actually love that song. That was the best. That's a really good one. I like that one. Actually, that's the best song Drake's released since the beef, for sure.
To walk past a chalkboard that had all of the secrets tied to it, but how many people actually paid attention? This is the same video, families, and as you can see, we have a display chalkboard with multiple numbers all over it. And yes, so many people would suggest that these are simply numbers and they don't mean anything, but I guarantee you this man was breaking the damn codes. Now I want to draw your attention to the quantity area, and I want y'all to look at the first two entries for box of and bag of, and I want y'all to lock those three numbers in. And you see how clever he was to put the 8 at the bottom as opposed to having it the original way. But yet again, this is why the government sent Kendrick Lamar at Drake. Let's break down what this 808 is really detailing. Now keep in mind Drake's song Nokia. This is information I didn't even know myself, y'all. It is mind-blowing. Literally, it says there, Nokia 80 what? 8 808 Pure View phone in 2012, which everybody thought in 2012 we were supposed to unalive, is because people were going based off the Mayans calendar, right? So this Nokia 808 Pure View has a technology, a sensor in it, right? From a 41 MP camera lens. That same technology in 2024 they put on the damn moon for NASA. The same year that Drake was going to expose all of this, and then somehow they sent Kendrick Lamar at him to steal.
But is Drake a crusader for the truth and everything? I mean, you know what I mean? Is he that? Is he that awake? Is he? Does he know all this stuff? I mean, is he a crusader for the truth and all the lies and everything? Because it seems like he kind of goes along with all the BS agenda that they push out. To me, I mean, not everything. I'm just saying, like, the toxicity of hip hop and everything, and I mean um, all about the flashy stuff. Kendrick is the conscious one. Kendrick is the deep one, the one that brings awareness to the social issues and things like that. Drake doesn't really do any of that. I mean, let me know if I'm wrong. But anyway, I mean, look, again, I'm going to tell you what I think completely at the end and everything. So we'll get into it. But, for right now, let's just continue. But, yeah, this is very interesting. This is very interesting how some people's minds work to, you know, decode, if you want to call that stuff like this. Look, I'm not that deep a thinker, so I couldn't begin to see this type of stuff myself. This guy, sees stuff in like numerology stuff like that. Hey, it is what it is. Shout out to this dude on TikTok. I'll link his page down in the description. All right, let's go.
All of the attention that he was going to get.
Either that or he's just the biggest Drake eater ever. I mean, and they're out there, so we don't know. I mean,
Man, listen, hold up. So I would like for y'all to write Nokia down on a piece of paper. I'll wait for you. Go grab a piece of paper, grab you something to write with. Write Nokia down on a piece of paper like I have it right here, okay? And once you wrote Nokia, for each letter, I want you to put the acronym that we said for Nokia. 1 second. So if you do it correctly, families, it should look like this. You should have the name going across at the top of your paper. New Order Keeps Ice Alive. But instead of writing New Order Keeps Ice Alive, you write Nokia, Nokia. And then at the bottom going downward, you put the E, the W, and do that for each one. Once you are done, you will receive the 4 more clues that
what's the E and the W from? What did I miss? Okay. Anyway, yeah, but I missed something. Where's the E and the W coming?
Drake put within that name. And I'm about to show y'all them right now.
Oh, the E and the W from new? Is that what he's meaning? I don't know.
So the first clue, if you guys did it right from the Nokia breakdown, you should get ERECL. Get rid of the ER and just look at the ECL. ECL is on your screen right now, families. Stop playing with me. Come on, man. It gets deeper.
Something.
So if you guys did it right, the second acronym should be WDEEI. Literally stands for World Deception Exposes Internal Ice. Oh, my life. We got 2 more of the codes that Drake gave from one word in one song, Nokia. The next acronym, if done right, should be EPU. Literally standing for...
What acronym? An E or a P or a U is not in Nokia. Where are you getting these letters? Look, I'm obviously missing something. Like I say, I'm not the brightest person. I don't understand most of this stuff, 98% of it, okay? But anyway, let me know what I'm missing, please.
For internal polar unity. Now, remember in my Antarctica video, I told y'all about the Antarctica and Alaska being the two land masses that receive polar shifts.
Mm.
And then the last clue that Drake gave from the one word in song Nokia is RSE.
Oh,
Reality.
was it the thing on the page where there's letters there? Is that what he's talking about? I can't remember now. Is he talking about letters that were on the paper when he was doing the 808s and everything? Is that what it was? Maybe. Okay.
Shield exposed. And then y'all could go there and read the bulletin points or pause the video, come back and play it again. But y'all can't tell me I'm not cooking. So
You
literally
put
the
your thought
only
into it.
reason
I'll
that
give you
we
that.
got a Kendrick Lamar beef and a Drake beef is because Drake had already recorded this project and he originally intended for it to be dropped in 2024. But after massive pushback from his label, from personal people, not a clue in Nicki, if y'all get what I mean, telling him that if he pushed this album, he could risk his career or his life. And guess what? I'm so glad, Drake, that you stuck to your P's and Q's. If you tap into this video, we appreciate you, the real ones that have broken the codes and seen through what you were telling us. As I end, I just would like for everybody to go back and pay attention to every single thing about this Kendrick Lamar beef and this Drake beef. Go look at the board that I posted. Go listen to the lyrics, and then you tell me if this man wasn't telling us what we are facing right now. Woo-hoo. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, and hit that follow button if you haven't. Till the next time, peace.
Oh, okay. So look, very interesting. I love conspiracy theories. I guess people would call me a conspiracy theorist on a lot of the stuff that I think and believe. You guys probably think I'm nuts if I came on here and told you a lot of it, and whatever. It's fine. You know, I believe that the government maybe wanted a beef? Absolutely, because they do push these things sometimes to, we've seen much more serious cases in rap. Obviously, the most notorious, Tupac and Biggie. Of course, that's the most, that's the one that ended the worst. Obviously, the most popular beef of all time in hip hop history. A lot of other ones, lesser known battles and everything have ended up with death, unfortunately, and we lose these legends. But does the government play a hand in that? Absolutely, because they push that East Coast West Coast beef, of course, like crazy on the news. Of course, social media was not what it is today, obviously, back in the 90s. But they pushed it on the news. They pushed it in the magazines. It got people going, got people feuding from, everywhere. East Coast, West Coast, there was tons of death behind that, not just Tupac and Biggie, unfortunately. It was death everywhere based on that. And yes, the government plays a part in everything, and the elites play a part in everything. They push this stuff out. They, use hip hop as a way to, poison people that listen to it, absolutely, as they do with all music and all media, movies, TV shows, I believe. Do I think Kendrick Lamar was paid by the government, is working for the government? Absolutely not. No, because he is anti government. He is anti establishment as it gets, pretty much. To be honest, Drake seems much more corporate than Kendrick, obviously. And, Drake's every move Drake has made since this beef, the lawsuit, absolutely unacceptable, completely anti hip hop. This isn't really about that. If you want to see what I thought of the battle, I have a whole playlist of each song back when they went back and forth, of course, legendary battle in hip hop. Obviously, Kendrick won, according to me, according to most people. But this was just interesting. Now, again, did the government maybe orchestrate this whole thing to drop drop hints to Kendrick's people to get him to, go after Drake, and maybe Kendrick didn't know that that was their plan and stuff like that. That could be. I don't know. I don't really see Drake as some crusader for the truth about Antarctica and about what's the government's doing. There's a lot of allegations about Drake and his preferences of, what type of, yeah, what type of girls he likes, and, you know, there's all kinds of stuff about that. So I think Kendrick was calling that out to bring awareness to it, because he really does not like this dude at all. And these guys have been going back and forth for 10 plus years now, taking jabs at each other, and they will continue to, I'm sure. But so it's not like, this was out of nowhere or anything. But I don't know. I mean, this is interesting. This guy put his thought into it. He broke that down. Like I say, I got lost there in the middle, but let me know what I missed. Drake fans, you'll probably love this. You'll probably latch on to this type of thing because you guys see Drake as a hero doing no wrong. Not Drake fans, Drake stans. Um, and you guys hate Kendrick, I know, so whatever. It is what it is. Look, I'm a fan of both of them. I hate the way Drake has moved ever since the battle. I don't like that at all with all the lawsuit nonsense. Obviously, Kendrick I like a lot more. Just a better rapper. Just like everything about him more than Drake, to be honest with you. But yeah, and certainly his music. But anyway, let me know what you thought of this. I don't want to make this too long. That was a pretty long video in general. Hopefully you guys stick around. This is just interesting. Let me know what you think about this whole thing. Uh, Without a doubt, they are lying about everything about Antarctica, about what's going on over there. We don't know anything of we don't know half of what they're doing over there, the experiments they're doing over there. Why is there a treaty between every country? They can't agree on anything, on the most simplest of things, but yet every country signed a pact way back a long time ago that nobody would explore Antarctica, that nobody is allowed, civilians aren't allowed anywhere near Antarctica or what's going on there. So, obviously they're all in on it together. There's evil things going on there. Like I say, I don't see Drake as the type of person to try to expose any of that. Kendrick would be the one to do stuff like that, if any of them would. I mean, so if I had to make my choice and place a bet of who would do something like that, of who would try to expose the lies and corruption, it would be Kendrick Lamar. Drake would not be anywhere near on that list. And to be honest, it wouldn't be any one of them because they're way too popular. It would be these underground artists, the lesser known artists that could do stuff like that and expose this type of stuff, to be honest with you. But hey, is this guy just the biggest Drake Glazer of all time, or is he actually onto something? Look, I wouldn't rule anything out. I absolutely don't rule anything out in this world, and I put nothing past the evil, corrupt, demonic government that we are under in the U.S. and that everybody is under all over the world. It's a satanic agenda everywhere for sure. New World Order, the elites, the Illuminati, all of that stuff. So, yeah. All right. Anyway, guys, I don't want to make this is so long of a video. I'm sorry. I hope you stuck around. If you didn't, it is what it is. Appreciate you being here. Hope you do check this out. I will link this guy's page down below, his TikTok page. Go follow him. Go check him out. This is the first time I've ever seen him. This just popped up a little while ago on my feed. I thought it was interesting. It's kind of, I don't know how people's minds work to do stuff like this, but shout out to them. I'm thankful for them because a lot of times they're cooking and a lot of times they're onto something, even though people think they're crazy. So it is what it is. All right, appreciate you guys. Stay safe, be careful. I'm gone.